I'm in the mood to tinker.
I need a rest.
Righty-ho. I'll go have a chat with Dylan. I want to ask how all the city folk have been getting on. Got any plans yourselves?
I think I'll pay a visit to the command center. I want to see what Shulk's up to.
And I don't know. What should I do?
If you're bored, you can come with me. I need to pick up a few things at the market.
Yeah. Okay.
Right then. Catch you in a bit.
Right. So you haven't seen Niel?
I'm really sorry, Matthew. It was hard enough for the 6 of us to escape. But hey, it wasn't just our group. I heard Naomi's group made it out as well. There's a chance she's with them.
Naomi?
It seems Caleb tried to stop them, but they weren't able to hear him. We think they were headed towards Fornis. Except, he said he was too far away to see who was actually with her.
Right.
This is Niel, though. Bet she's with him, A-OK. She's like you, mate. Hard as nails and twice as tough.
Uh-huh.
You've got it so much easier, you know. At least yours is well behaved.
You're jealous? That's a surprise.
That's not what I mean.
Nothing about this is easy. There's this awkward distance between us. I'm just lucky that things panned out this way.
Is that right?
It's all about how to handle things in the moment. That's the crux of it. Or at least I think so. You were independent from a young age, right?
Yeah, well, apart from Gramps sticking to me like glue. But I supported myself.
That explains it then. The way you think of her. As being somehow different from you. The paths you've walked are too unfamiliar. No? Try talking to her again. But be yourself. Actually... Perhaps she'll be the one who comes to you.
Hey, Shulk and Rex! The search party's returned!
You've not found a single person.
There were clear signs of combat, that's it. But, as I've informed you, we've not been able to confirm any survivors. There were no husks present either, so I'd expect it to have been monsters.
But even then, can't see the whole group croaking it. Nagai's unit should have been the cream of the crop.
Any case, we brought back anything we could find on the scene. Most objects belonged to the unit, but there were also a few oddities.
Namely?
According to Charon, things that may have potentially belonged to city refugees. I know this! Oi! Where'd you find this? This belonged to Niel! Tell me! Like I said, the location of the SOS. Is that true? You better not be lying.
Matthew!
It is, I'm not. It was with everything else on the ground by a tree. Oh no. Niel.
Matthew.
This Niel, she a relative of yours?
She's my little sister. I've been looking for her for so long.
Right.
Hey, Linka, where was that emergency transmission coming from?
According to the search team, somewhere in the vicinity of Regwell Lake.
Oi, stop right there. You're not seriously planning to head out there alone?
Yeah. This is my problem. Nobody else's. I've got to see it for myself.
Regwell Lake is quite a distance from here. I'd strongly recommend that you at least take some kind of escort.
You don't get it. I finally have a lead. If whoever attacked the search party's still there, all the more reason for me to go and rescue her.
All right. Keep your shorts on. Nobody's telling you no here.
We were planning to head there as well, in fact. A whole search party taken out is no trivial matter.
Sorry. I didn't mean to go off on you.
No need. We don't really have the luxury of time, it's true. Then I suppose it's time to use the ether slide.
Ether slide?
Take a look over here. An ether slide is, well, put simply, it's a method of conveyance that uses the flow of ether for propulsion. You can think of it as sliding along a wire made of ether. Using an ether slide would get us pretty close to Regwell Lake.
Teacher and Riku developed this technology together. Amazing or what?
Yes, it's really impressive. The technology is fascinating.
If you're so curious about it, would you mind lending me a hand?
Absolutely.
Let me give you the necessary materials.
What odd ether crystal structure.
The ether in these was transformed due to the effects of the black fog. I call them black shards.
So they only form where there's black fog?
That's right. They're pretty rare, and all the more valuable for it. That said, we need them when building the ether amplifiers used to project the wires.
Got it.
Right. That'll do for exposition. Let's get to crafting the equipment.
Yeah, can't wait.
Nico, care to lend me a hand? Wire tensions within parameters. Good. Looks like it worked.
Everyone, watch your balance! Now Regwell Lake really is a stone's throw away.
At our side, we can do anything.
I'll have to live up to your expectations.
Niel!
More enemies!
I don't leave for so long! I lost the enemy's attention!
Whirlwind! Mighty strike!
Oh no! I lost the enemy's attention!
There goes the enemy.
Like,
Mighty strike!
It's me, what?
I'm going to...
Trouble. There goes the enemy.
Ow, my face!
Me, what?
I'm feeling full of beans!
Effortless victory.
That wasn't even a warm-up.
Trouble coming.
Scared now.
What is this place? Looks older than Colony 9 by far.
To be honest with you, it's a super ancient ruin. And when I say super, I mean ultra mega ancient.
Yeah? Buildings made of stone. That's pretty primitive, all right.
Hey now, it's primitive buildings like these that are still standing today. Admittedly, there's not as much left standing as when I saw it the last time. But still, you can feel the magnificent weight of history, right?
Huh. Suppose?
Wow, tough crowd. I guess it figures.
Agnians, I'm sorry, but we have to. Agnians, I'm sorry, but we have to. We have formidable company.
Niel!
Teleport!
Illusory blade!
Looking good!
Mighty strike!
Gotcha!
Mighty strike! That's a big help. Gigantic speed! Oh no! I lost the enemy's attention!
Where?
I forgot!
My best, right?
Illusory blade! Ow, my face! Heavy round punch! Ow, my face! That's right! I got me! On the line! You're last out! Yeah! I could have done that one-handed.
Only one of us is coming out on top here.
I'm not taking a fucking anything for that.
Teleport!
No good.
Gotcha! Mighty strike!
Where are you?
Hitting it!
Ow, my face!
The flow of battle!
Lightning!
Revolt! I forgot! And don't come back here!
This was basically what I predicted.
We may have our hands full with this one.
Huh? Can we beat this?
Mighty strike!
We have formidable company.
Where are you? Here's one for the team.
The power. I lost the enemy's attention. I'll be your opponent. I'm feeling full of me. I lost the enemy's attention.
Very thoughtful of you.
I'll be your opponent. I'm feeling full of me. I lost the enemy's attention.
Stop! Still holding on.
I'll be your opponent. That's a big help. I lost the enemy's attention. Move! Fuck you!
Hey, you okay? I'll make it.
Gotta make it mad!
Is it stink?
Move! Fuck you!
Gotta lie down for them.
I've still got it in me.
With friends at our side, we can do anything.
Let's see what they got. Lord! Double spinning it!
Don't come back here.
Quick and painless, thankfully.
There goes our chance to slip by. An outside threat approaches. Illusory bloom!
Revolt uppercut!
Double spinning it!
Great God!
Mighty strike!
Eyes on me!
Heavy rush!
Daybreak hit!
There goes the enemy.
But how? Where are
Mighty strike!
Great Charlotte!
I'm the cure to all your problems.
Nice support.
Turn it around. I'm feeling full of it.
There goes the enemy.
Time for something real special.
Ready whenever.
Break!
Light!
Mighty strike! Enough for ya! Here we go!
I'm ready.
Banana!
Is it too much for one? Why two?
I know how you feel.
Time is now!
Whatever you need. Blitz punch.
Elysian Anthem!
Mighty strike!
That's right. Eyes on me.
You aren't playing around. Here I go.
Look away! And don't come back here.
Topped up the training, I guess.
Agnians, I'm sorry, but we have to. Agnians, I'm sorry, but we have to.
Way ahead of you! Nice one, Matthew!
Lord!
Revolt uppercut!
Double spinning it.
And off the enemy's attention!
Great Charlotte!
Flip punch! Break! Heavy rush!
No!
Whirlwind.
Mighty strike!
Double spinning it.
Gigantic!
Illusory bloom!
Enough for that, Nickel! Break the upper hand!
Great Charlotte!
Uppercut! Break!
Me once.
Very thoughtful of you.
Devastating hit!
Double spinning it.
Illusory
Here
bloom!
we go! You ready or what?
Ready whenever. Whirlwind.
Revolt uppercut!
The dedication's paying off, huh?
Slightly worried about where this is going. Steady as go!
Where are ya?
Revolt uppercut! What?
Illusory bloom!
Mighty strike! Break! Revolt uppercut!
Got some no good, huh?
Mighty strike! Gigantic! Did you?
I know I can count on you all. Only one of us is coming out on top here.
Let's serve them with a smile!
Neil!
Question!
Where are ya?
Another big bag of another lead from the upper hand. Top off!
filtering through.
Great, Jack. That's the
What the? Heavy rush! Stop it! I'll be your opponent. That's a big help. Spinning it!
Sword mirage.
Uppercut!
As if it couldn't get any worse.
Mighty strike! Free man!
Steady as
As if it couldn't get any worse.
Double spinning it! Ready for the big one! Gigantic beat!
I'm quite comfortable.
There goes the enemy.
Here we go!
The enemy.
I'm ready to follow you up.
Red Scarlet!
I need the
Wait, what? That's a big help. Cageccc, blade!
Blitz Light! Where are
Mighty
you?
strike! Hit us up!
I was mulling this one over. You can trust me on this.
Good way to start a party.
I want them no.
Let's keep it going. I'm going all out.
How do you think this will go? Do as I do.
Let's begin.
I'll bring it home!
Can't pass this one up. See how you like this? Come on, you know
We've
you
got you
wanna.
covered. Thank you. We'll give them what for.
Good way to start a party.
There's the rhythm.
Now you get me.
Seize the moment. Just about
This
right.
sounds like a bit of practice. That wasn't even a warm-up. That'll be enough with that enemy.
The enemy. How do we proceed?
Gotcha. One
Illusory
win.
Bloom!
Blitz punch. Steady as all. Launch. Double spinning attack.
Enough the enemy's attention.
I appreciate it. Like me.
Blitz punch.
This one's gonna hurt. Uppercut.
There goes the enemy.
Three mighty strike. Stop there. Mighty strike.
There goes the enemy.
over for it.
Flare area!
That's a big help. Heavy rush! Lord! Mighty strike!
Great
That's
Charlotte!
right.
Eyes on me!
Impressively technical.
I'm good to go.
Very good. I'm with you.
Flare area!
Time is now! Yeah, your Vector's mine. Heavy rush! Great! Ow, my face! That's not gonna work. Nicole, attaboy!
Illusory bloom!
I thought this would slow us
When
down.
did you...
Quick and painless, thankfully.
Are we ready for this?
Yep, I got the back line.
Were we not popular enough? Turn off the enemy's attention! Mighty strike!
Double spinning it!
Uppercut! Turn off the enemy's attention! Ow, my face!
Thanks for the support! Thanks for the support!
That's a big help. Get heavy!
Grant my companions power.
That's a big help.
Great hit!
Mighty strike!
You need to hang in there.
Mighty strike! Now you've got to make me mad!
You're fine.
I'm all right now.
There goes the enemy.
I'm taking a leap
Okay,
here.
I'm good to go.
Opportunity gone!
Okay, let's bring it together, guys.
I was mulling this one over.
Here's what I propose. Here's what I
Do as I do. Okay, what's the starting? Now you're getting me. Can't pass this one up. See how you like this?
I was mulling this one over.
Come on, now we're good.
Me first!
Not over yet. I'll send them flying. Not picking it just yet. Let me on. Let's give it a try. On to the top, yeah? Nothing gets the job done like a bit of practice.
Thanks for the support!
They have the upper hand.
Steady as go!
Gigantic beat!
Flare area!
Great! Wow, my face! This one's gonna hurt!
Glad that's over with.
We can take on anyone.
Is this what we've been seeking?
This is where the SOS came from. Let's comb the area.
Yeah.
No traces of Ouroboros power being used.
Plenty of footprints, though. Although, they seem to all be from search party boots.
Nothing else at all. Gotta be some trace of the refugees.
Oh, there's something all right. But it's weird.
Weird how?
There are tracks leading up to here, but nothing to suggest that anyone left.
So, do we think they were done in? Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
No.
See? What did I tell you? I was sure they'd show up.
Be sure to strip their corpses. We'll be eating fine this week. Why can't you just leave us the hell alone? Why are we bringing those people with us?
Drop it, Niel.
Matthew!
You know why, surely.
Yeah, but...
Some of our folk were soldiers. Spare a thought for them, yeah?
Makes no sense.
Niel.
Haven't we done enough? We could have just kept to ourselves, but we're still doing this. And now Kyra's dead.
Niel, you here? Why in the dark?
Go away. With or without Mobius, nothing will change. In the end, people always kill people.
Those soldiers were still part of the cycle. I bet they were controlled.
Doubt it. No red irises. Savages. They killed Kyra just to add on a measly few extra days.
Come on. That's worst case.
Matthew. Always in fantasy land.
What?
You can't keep every bloody person happy. How can you not understand it's impossible?
The only true end is the moment you give up. Isn't that what Grandad taught us?
Then show me already! This world of peace where nobody has to die. Make it come true. You think you could do that, do you? You think you've got what it takes? Well, I don't. I'm barely holding on. You hear me?
We can't yet be sure that she's dead. Even the footprints. The search party's little skirmish could be wholly unrelated to this.
In my head, I get it, yeah. Except, in my heart of hearts, I bloody hate this.
You hate what?
These stupid bodies we have. If only we turned into husks, the same way that soldiers do. But no, we vanished without a trace. No evidence, nothing.
I understand your unease. But keep heart.
I know. You fellas, can I help you?
Food's up. Saved you some. Come on. Everyone's having a blast.
I'm not depressed or anything.
Oh, I know you're not. That's not what I was implying.
We're having a little shindig.
Nothing like a little shindig to foster relations, eh? Eh?
What's on the agenda?
That's worked up a good sweat.
Let's take a load off.
Matthew, I don't suppose you'd mind telling us about your sister. What happened to Niel and so on. I wouldn't want to force you.
No, it's fine. All right. It happened on the day the city fell. Mobius. Niel! Granddad!
Matthew.
Granddad!
Take care of Niel, the future.
Granddad!
It's in your hands, Matthew.
When I came to, I was all cuts and bruises. Back then, A was the one that nursed me back to life. Found me while traveling, apparently by pure chance.
I see. That's why.
It's not just that. It's him too. The Mobius bastard. I'll wring his neck with my bare hands. I swear it.
You've hardly changed, to my eyes.
You're saying I'm like him? No need to throw it in my face.
So why do you look like that?
Logos was the male persona, and Numa the female one. Ontos was meant to stand somewhere between, forming the Trinity processor. It all adds up to me.
I see. Does Matthew know? So about you and Alpha, what happened? How did you split apart?
It was unforeseen. For that Mobius and man to have that kind of power. To my fortune, it unshackled me from the chains of Ontos.
Chains?
As you may know, and this is surely evident to you, Shulk, but Origin, it's based upon the architecture of Ontos's core.
I heard about that from Melia. A gift from Alvis, she called it.
Ontos was the arbiter, and thus was predicated on the existence, or perhaps the opinions, of the others, Logos and Numa.
In short, without the two of them present, Ontos was just a machine.
My original, he was shaped by Klaus, and shouldered the man's regret as he was born into that world. Hence, he was able to help you. But he is no longer. The me that is left is just a machine. And machines know no sympathy. That's why he took steps to erase this world. To create a new future in its place. Debris of the past, and the noise that permeates the present. Your lives are to him redundant. His conclusion that only new life, that of the people of the city, ought to be preserved. Ontos proclaimed himself Alpha and chose to leave for a new world, shepherding the citizens along with him, while erasing the old world in his wake.
However, Ben's intrusion caused something of a setback.
That is not all it did. In any case, I was able to separate from Alpha. The memories of traveling with you, and all other faint recollections, they compose me. You could call me his conscience.
So, here's what this conscience or whatever is saying, then. There's no life that deserves to be left behind. All life is worth saving, more or less.
Yes, that's the gist of it. I suspect that if Logos or Numa were here now, they would surely say the same thing.
Yeah, I bet. So why tag along with the kid?
You've good reason, don't you?
For Alpha to command some form of power in this world, he needs a body to inhabit. Yes, like how Zanza once lived in you, and Matthew's sister.
What's this? This wind?
Over by the lake!
I've come to fetch you, Matthew. Come. It's time to go.
Are you alright, Niel?
I'm fine.
What were those things all about? They were giving me Mobius Scrab vibes, but they weren't the same.
Matthew! What happened?
Ah, hey, Oren. It's fine. We're all good.
Was it Mobius?
Nah, some new kind of breed of monster. Took them down, and they vanished into thin air.
Don't scare me like that. I thought, since you used the Ouroboros power, it had to be Mobius.
Come on, that's crazy talk. It's been like 15 years since we last tussled with Mobius.
Yeah, I suppose so.
How are we for ether?
See for yourself.
Right on. So it looks like we've met the quota. Shall we head? Niall?
Let us away, towards a new world, out with the old, and in once more with the new.
Niall? What's the matter with you? Shake a leg.
Sorry. Coming.
Niall, what were you up to back there?
Huh?
You were kind of spaced out.
Not really. Matthew.
What's up?
It's Matthew. Listen, we could do with a little help over here. Bit of a snafu.
Wolf, say?
More than we expected.
No rest for the wicked. Copy that. I'll head over. You want me at Day Delisle, right?
That's it. Thanks. Dylan, eh?
Yeah. Says they're having trouble with Wolves. Gonna lend him a hand.
Damn, they've really been multiplying.
Sure looks like it. My bad, Niall. I'll catch you up later.
Okay.
Let us away, towards a new world, out with the old, and in once more with the new.
It has been over a decade since Alpha seized Origin. Let's see if he intends to show himself at last. While Origin remains in Alpha's clutches, my will cannot extend beyond its threshold. I trust you will set forth once more. Sword of the End. That which denies fate and makes its essence mercurial. What machinations could have led it into that man's grasp? I see Origin brims with the very will of those who are as unto gods.
Niel! I thought you were dead. I'm so glad. I was so sure I thought I'd really lost you for good this time. What's up with that outfit, huh? Where'd you pick up a weird get-up like...
Matthew, no! It's not her!
Huh? Not Niel. But it clearly is. How can you not recognize her? Oh, of course. You've never met her before. Hang on, I should have a photo.
Matthew, look at me. The person you see before you isn't Niel. It is in part, but not wholly. Inside of her is Alpha.
Huh? Not you too, eh? What is this? Who is this Alpha guy, anyway? I don't understand.
What are you doing? Come quickly. Everyone's waiting. Matthew.
Niel, hold up a minute, yeah? Seems there's something really confusing going on here.
Alpha suddenly appeared one day, with the goal of destroying this world. Rex and I, and Zed too, we fought against Alpha, to save the world from his rancor. Alpha's power is unparalleled. For all our efforts, it wasn't enough. Even our collective might failed to repel him. In the end, all we managed was to buy a fraction more time.
Having tasted frustration in battle, Alpha understood. He realized he needed something to amplify his power. An avatar. Niel is the avatar, Matthew. The day the city fell, you didn't lose Niel because she went missing. Rather, she had become Alpha's vessel.
No. Come on, hey, not you two. I can't. What the hell is this? Can you stop making shit up?
There'll be time for explaining later. For now, you gotta give her a real drubbing.
Huh? Drubbing?
Not that violent. If at all possible, we will free Niel.
And if it's not?
If it's not, then better buckle up, kid.
You can't be bloody serious!
You are in the way of our vision.
Niel.
Say, what's so great about this world? Really? All the thieving for one's own gain, the greed. Life has less value in this world than a piece of dirt. This is your world of peace. We don't need it. Do we, Matthew? Answer. You disappoint me, truly. I didn't think you'd side with them.
I haven't. I'm just...
Enough of this. We will simply go alone then.
Niel!
Goodbye, my brother.
Then die! Move back!
They're giving as good as they get. You've got to learn when to step back.
How about you?
I may have pushed me on my limits. Leave the heroics to me.
You're not getting away.
Move back! How do you like that?
Still within operating parameters.
Pull back! I'll cover you!
Now what? I'm feeling full of beat.
Take this! Have it!
There goes the enemy.
More of me, you want!
I'm feeling full of beat.
Won't let it end this way.
No one to back.
Here I go!
Don't look away!
Take this!
I'm just gonna...
Matthew, no! Wait for me!
Yeah, I got it. Let's begin.
How's that?
Not done yet. How do you like that?
Could we try this one out?
Whose plan does it
Give it a try! Could we try this one out?
How's this for a gambit? It's in the bag. Here I go.
Take this!
Coming. Don't give up on me now.
Sorry to keep putting you out, mate.
They're giving as good as they get. And they have crushed me on my limits. I'll move to cover you. And they have pushed me on my limits. Everyone, I'm sorry.
Now you've got to make me mad. Find a way to turn it around.
Don't! I'm coming for you.
Right through.
You're not that good at I'm not
Deal with an operation parameter.
Ease up on
here.
I have it. This is the move. How about you?
How do you like it? I see it. I'm on to you.
There goes the enemy.
I'm feeling
How do you like that?
With an operation parameter.
Yeah. That's my mind.
I was mulling this one over. You can trust me on this.
Let's begin.
Now me!
Come on, you know you wanna. Now we're talking.
Here's what I would do.
Whose plan do we choose?
Do as I do.
That keeping as good as they're getting. Hey, you all right?
Here I go!
Don't look away!
How do you like that?
More of that! I have it!
How'd you like it?
This is the move!
How do you like that?
This is the move!
You're not getting away.
Why won't you understand? This is the move! More of that!
I'm on to you.
Focus! And release!
No more fire. You're not getting away.
Still within operation parameters.
Have it! Pull back. I'll cover you.
Now! We shouldn't pass up this chance. Here's our chance!
How do you think this would go?
Let me offer some wisdom. Let's give it a try. First off, let's keep going! Don't go with your gut, eh?
Here's what I would do. How do you think this would go?
Come on, you know you wanna. Now we're cooked.
Let's begin.
Not over yet!
Whose plan do we choose?
How do you think this would go?
Could we try this one out?
Do as I do.
Let's begin.
Here I go!
Look away!
I will not you.
Take this! I have it! Focus! And release!
Find a way to not come yet.
Hey,
Ease up,
okay?
No holds barred.
Still within operation parameters.
You'll need healing. Imminent.
I'm not done yet. Don't push yourself!
Won't let it end this way. Looks like
Right through for me. Nickel! Nickel, be through, Nickel!
I'm just gonna... I told you to stay in line, Matthew.
There! How about you? There! Opportunity now!
Okay, let's bring it together, guys.
I'm just gonna lie down for those.
You need to hang in there.
There!
That's enough resting, Rex.
Here's our chance! We could go with this! Could we try this one out? Gotta go with your gut, eh? Now we're Another one!
How do we play this?
Yeah, I got it.
Let's begin.
Not done yet.
Let me offer some wisdom.
Whose plan did he
Do
choose?
as I please. Good way to start the party. I have it! Gotta learn when to step back. They're giving as good as they get.
I'll betray you.
I'm sorry.
No, this isn't what I wanted.
How do you like that?
More of that.
Right here!
I'll cover you. Looks like this is it for me.
Nickel! This is a bit much. The time is now!
Reason is what's on my shoulder. Why?
Bastard! That's a hell of a lot more power than before!
It's the Avatar. Her emotions are heightened. They're feeding straight into Alpha's power.
Niel! Hey, stop this! Just stop!
No, not him.
N.
If raw emotion is what affords him strength, it must be disrupted with emotions stronger still. You fail to reach such a zenith. Alpha. I, N, shall thwart you once more. My blade will cut your very will!
Sword of the end. You're gonna use it.
Sure about that? I am Niel.
I am divorced of all that. All doubts. Misgivings gone!
Bastard! No mistake, he's the one! Chimera! Blood moon! Chimera! Blood moon! Find a way to turn it around. This is the move! Chimera! Blood moon!
Matthew.
This again, Alpha. Really?
Niel!
It is over.
No! Stop!
It's you.
Like killing Grandad wasn't enough for you? Now Niel, too! Huh? The hell are you playing at, eh? Why?
You must not lash out at him. Matthew. He's not your enemy. I promise you.
Stop talking shite! He's trying to kill Niel! He killed Grandad! And you're...
He is your flesh and blood.
What? Impossible. Can't be!
Yet, it was this man who tried to erase me. He is the one to blame.
Niel.
They're strong. Your emotions. Stronger even than my own. Think you've bought yourself some time?
We may not have much, but it's more than we need to erase you.
Quite. Well then, I'm happy to wait. For you both. Yes?
Origin? What's it doing here?
It must be Alpha's doing.
All it means is that we don't have a whole lot of time to spare.
What? Eternity.
Sorry?
My due, in return for protecting this world. Zed promised me eternity. An eternal present in which to abide.
Zed? Is that the Mobius head honcho? What do you even do with eternity? For starters, you Mobius... Bastard. That's the reason for this.
I'm sure you plan to pursue them. And yet I will not let you reach them. Before you can interpose yourself, I will cut Alpha down. You do well to remember that.
You serious? Even now? She's your flesh and blood too!
Matthew. Come on, let's go back to base and regroup. We'll tell you everything we know.
Damn straight. I'm done being kept in the dark. About time you let me into the club.
Let's stop by the command center. We can talk there in peace and quiet.
Fine.
Maybe I should cook something.
That's worked up a good sweat.
Ready? Let's go.
Our original worlds used to be one and the same. It boasted almost unthinkable prosperity, and was home to so many people.
That is, until one man's foolishness screwed it all up, splitting it into two separate places.
One was the world of the Bionis, and the other, Olrest. These two divided worlds began to evolve independently of each other. They each gave birth to new life.
Wasn't as peaceful as it sounds, though. You had your share of tyrannical empires, scrabbling over limited resources. But despite all that, thanks to generations of people fighting for the future, the worlds did eventually know harmony.
Sadly, it didn't last. The two worlds torn asunder longed to be as they once were. But they were composed of opposing types of matter. Recombined, they would dissolve into light and cease to be. The annihilation events you see across Ionios are miniature portents of this.
So we put our heads together and built something that would let us escape destruction. We called it Origin, a repository of data about everything, of memories and souls. Even if the worlds were annihilated, this system would let us revive them. And that thing in the sky is it.
At the heart of its workings is the Trinity processor core called Ontos. In other words, Alpha.
But Alpha deemed our existence obsolete and wanted to erase us. We all fought, even Mobius. And it was a draw. No, I guess we lost. All we did was delay the inevitable a smidge. We couldn't cut it.
Now Alpha's gathering power again, and getting ready to depart. In the heart of Origin called the Ark. Alongside new life, the lives of city people gathered there, which he plans to take to a new world.
Is that all of it then? We done? No more little secrets?
It's the unvarnished truth.
But why would he choose her in particular? There were so many in the city to choose from.
She's got Agnian ancestry. In terms of hereditary traits, core crystals get dominance. My guess? Maybe it's because he's got injured when we fought. Maybe she's got whatever he's lacking.
There's more to it. Her emotions also factor into it. Or that may in fact be the most crucial element of all.
Say, what's so great about this world? Really? All the thieving for one's own gain, the greed. Life has less value in this world than a piece of dirt. This is your world of peace.
That wasn't my sister back there. Niel is the kindest person I know. She looked after the city's children, and they loved her.
But that's just it. When a person loses that, what do? They change. What she said last night, that's the way she truly felt. And to Alpha, those emotions are the perfect fodder. Right now, she's a great deal more indispensable to him than me.
I'll find him. But I'm doing it for her. For Niel. All this saving the world stuff, that's something for you guys to sort out. I'll buckle up. No problem.
Good to hear. Then our goals align. In case you didn't notice. We want the best for you too.
Knowing N is your family. Still up to it?
Family. He killed Grandad. He's no family of mine.
I see. Then I won't stop you. Though...
Huh?
Listen to me. If you decide to hear his side of the story, be sure to heed his words. Once you do, you can judge for yourself. I'll respect your choice. Apologies. Were you waiting long?
No, we were just about to start. Right, about our next course of action.
What's there to discuss? We break into that Origin place, beat Alpha to a pulp, and get Niel the hell out of there. End of.
Thought you might say that. It's pretty much what we had in mind too.
If we want to make our way to Origin, then our first port of call will have to be Prison Island.
Prison Island? Where's that?
Prison Island lies at the northernmost tip of the Cent Omnia region, where we are now. Smack in the middle of the rugged terrain.
From there, there is a way into Origin.
However, there's a problem.
Of course there is.
The entrance to Prison Island is located on the side of a tower, and at considerable elevation. The survey team has looked into it, and concluded that it would be impossible to access from ground level. The city's armories are all under repair, which takes the air route off the table.
So we're shit out of luck. Isn't there some other way?
Relax. There's a way, all right. We can tweak the ether slide apparatus for direct vertical ascent. Should give us access to the island's face.
At that point, we should probably call it an ether lift, really. I'll take you through the steps necessary for the refurbishment later at the workshop.
Okay, gotcha. So to start with, we'll need to get this ether lift thing ready for action. Well, no time like the present.
Matthew?
Huh? What's up, Nicole?
Oh, it's,
There's something we wanted to talk to you all about.
That's sudden. You sure it can't wait?
It's of the utmost importance.
Right you are, then. But this place makes me anxious. Should we take this somewhere else?
Okay. Then how about our tents?
Great. So, there's the ether lift business, and Nicole and Glim's urgent matter. Gonna have to tackle things one at a time.
They might need help.
So you guys had the Ouroboros stone that was from the city then?
Yeah, some refugees fleeing the city entrusted it to us.
My granddad spent years studying that thing. He'd say it was more important than life itself.
I see. So the research documents we got with the stone belong to your grandfather?
Oh well. Without Granddad, it's just a giant paperweight anyway.
Don't worry, Matthew. Riku and I will be more than happy to take over research on the Ouroboros stone. I promise you, we won't let your grandfather's work go to waste.
Right. Cheers for that, Shulk. I'm sure Granddad would be happy.
Yeah. And it's not like we're exactly strangers to that thing anyhow.
Huh? Oh, really?
It's been given to you by Niel, the Queen of Agnes, right? Well then, it's got to be kept safe at all cost. No matter what.
Rex.
Right, so let me get this straight. Nico, you said you had something important. Speak to me.
Well, so Glimmer and I talked things over about what to do next. We're gonna fight too. We want to stand shoulder to shoulder with you guys.
Whoa!
What, so you mean you're coming with us to Origin?
Yeah. I mean, it's true that thanks to you, we don't have to fight anymore. But still, Glimmer and I, we don't have much time left anyway. If we can, we'd like to use it for your benefit.
Wow. Pretty kind of you.
And anyway, that, Alpha or whatever his name is, if we don't take him down, then the whole world's in danger, right? If that's how things stand, then we can't act like it doesn't concern us. So we figured...
You're not coming with us.
What? Why the spark not? You think we can't hold our own? We're proper soldiers. We can fight with the best of you, and we're ready for anything.
All right, listen up. You seem to think that being ready makes you Alpha's match or something. You couldn't be more wrong. In this fight, your readiness counts for zilch. What we need now is raw power.
You could say that the Ouroboros power is a prerequisite for opposing Alpha. But in you two, it's only just been awakened. The amount you possess won't be enough to pose a meaningful threat to him.
You can't know that before we try.
Nah, we can, and we do. As you are now, it doesn't matter how much you want it. Alpha will swat you down like flies. Just like he did us last time. And this time round, it'd be doing me no favors to try and look out for you while fighting. So be good and just...
What if we could gain the power?
What did you say?
Riku's told me all about the Ouroboros Stone. How the device can serve to deploy and amplify Ouroboros power. But also that there's still room for improvement, and how it may have powers that we don't know about. If we could tease out those capabilities, then our Ouroboros power should also grow stronger.
It's a possibility, for sure.
You're grasping now. It'll never work. Not against Alpha.
Okay, that you can't know without trying.
Kids, look. I'm only saying this for your own good.
No, hang on, Rex. I agree with Glimmer.
Not you, too.
I know I'd feel like crap having to sit around on my arse, knowing there was something I could do to make a difference. And if my days on this world were numbered, I'd hate it even more. Besides, I've not known these two for long, but I feel like they're part of the gang now. When you offered to fight with us, I was proper floored, guys.
Matthew.
There's a logic to both sides of this debate, but I don't think you'll reach a middle ground. So, what do we do?
A very good question.
You said you want to draw out more power. Any actual solid proposals?
Well, Riku said he had an idea, and that he'd tell us once he was ready with the preliminary steps.
All right. Then, I suppose we should talk to Riku first.
What's his problem? Crappy attitude to take with someone saying they want to help you.
Oh, you don't know the half of it.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Don't mind them. Let's just all go and see Riku.
Sure.
Oh, Rex.
How are you getting on with Riku?
Good, thanks. Funnily enough, I think we're kind of on a similar wavelength. Hey, Riku.
Why whole crowd come see Riku? Riku exasperate. Anyway, Riku is busy now with work on Ouroboros Stone. Please to come back later.
That's exactly what we wanted to talk to you about, actually. You said before that it could be powered up. Could you tell us more about it?
Friends should have led with that. In that case, have come at just right time. Please to bear with for a moment. A form of Ouroboros Stone was made by queens of Keves and Agnes many yonks ago. But that form's still imperfect. Hence people who summon power of Ouroboros failed to stand up to Mobius. And so, Queen of Keves was captured. With Queen of Agnes left alone, she slink into hiding place to escape beyond reach of Mobius. But Riku here, that perfectization of mechanism was close at hand. Riku capable of improve assembly proper by self, basing on scattered records from time of construction. But that alone surely not do trick. Thing needed is probably trigger.
What do you mean by that?
To make long story short, Riku give friends this.
What are these?
Microterminals for connect Ouroboros Stone with Ouroboros power users. When use Ouroboros power while wearing terminal, biological data of user sent to Ouroboros Stone should allow Ouroboros Stone to further grow in turn. And when Ouroboros Stone grow, thanks to microterminal, power of nickel and glimmer also get more powerful. In principle.
Oh, I get it. So they just have to train while wearing those whatsits, yeah?
It not quite so simple. As Riku mentioned, for true growth, we'll need even bigger trigger.
I don't think I get what you mean by that. What are we actually supposed to do?
If Riku knew, job of Riku would be easier. All Riku can tell is that normal level of fighting will not be enough.
I think I might have figured it out, actually. When we were fighting against that consul called N, when he had us cornered, there was this distinct spike in Matthew's Ouroboros power. I'm thinking that must have been the trigger. For Matthew, anyway.
Oh, that's what you mean.
So we're saying that fighting against even stronger foes could be the catalyst.
Hell yeah! Then how about we get out there and hunt all the big game monsters we can clap eyes on?
No. I've got a better idea.
Oh boy, here it comes.
We can be your opponents. Your even stronger foes.
Whoa.
One sec. When you say we, do you mean...
Well, it wouldn't be fair if you ganged up on him, right? Can't have that. If you can beat us both, then we'll let you do whatever you like. Simple enough, right?
Now we're talking. A battle against Shulkin Rex. Can't ask for better opponents than that.
Huh. What, you gonna chicken out?
In your dreams.
Might not go down too well if we start a punch-up in the middle of the colony. How about we relocate?
May I propose the area behind the colony, then?
Gotrok Oracle Ruins, eh? Sure, sounds fitting. Let's do it! No objections from you two?
Not from me.
Suits me just fine.
Go on, Nicole, Glimmer. Really stick it to him.
The Gotrok Oracle ruins are just outside Colony 9.
Nobody's gonna bother us there. The perfect place for what we have in mind.
Everyone, watch your balance!
I see. We'll have to do this first.
I suppose it's time to engage?
Break!
It's me you want!
Whoa, you aren't playing around.
Gotcha!
Hey! Ow, my face!
Like, whirlwind! Where are ya?
Go back!
Don't lessen your love. The offensive is progressing ahead.
Revolt! Uppercut!
Blitz on!
Ow, my face! Gigantic feet!
I appreciate that.
There goes the enemy.
Break! Uppercut!
I'm the cure to all your problems.
I hear you!
Whirlwind! Stop there! I'll be your opponent. I'll be your
There goes the enemy.
I have to pick up the pace. I like the enemy. Sound good. I'm with you. Ow, my face! Heavy rush! That's a big help.
I'm quite comfortable with you.
Nice. Thanks for both. Spinning in! Ow, my face! More than what we got. Stop there! I'll be your opponent. Nice. Thanks for both.
I'm quite comfortable to all your problems. They thought this would
Thanks
slow us
for both.
down.
I could have done that one-handed.
That light. An ether channel as expected.
Damn.
Which way next?
This is monster territory. Ha! Nico, care to lend me a hand?
Everyone, watch your balance! Got a rare one. Score!
Ready for this?
I'm ready, Sean. Steady us all!
Right to me.
Revolt uppercut!
Illusory blow!
Crossfire! Mighty strike!
One! Sword around!
Very admirable! These fists got back! I've got you covered!
Great garland!
I lost the enemy's attention!
Illusory blow!
Nice support!
Where are you?
What? Stop now! I'll be your opponent. That's a big help. Mighty strike! Pick a good moment for us. Gotcha! Revolt uppercut! Eyes on me!
Seems we stood out a bit too much.
Illusory blow!
Right to me.
That's just...
That's right! Eyes on me! Nico! Attaboy! There goes the enemy! One!
I'm grateful. Great garland! That's going well, huh? Gonna support!
You're really getting into it, man!
I'm the cure for all your problems.
I know you have it in you.
Everywhere! Lord!
Illusory blow!
I'm quite comfortable on healing duty.
Thanks for that.
I know you have it in you.
Mighty strike! Gotcha! Time for something real special! Ready whenever! Banana!
Illusory blow! Sword around!
Not come back here!
This
was basically what I predicted.
Huh? They saw us!
Break! Whirlwind! Heavy right! Right!
Daddy! There goes the enemy!
Rumble!
Illusory blue!
3-1! I'm feeling full of beans! Ow, my face!
There goes the enemy!
Heavy right! 3-1! That's a big help!
Where
Ow,
are
my
ya?
face!
Light!
That's how we'll want to carry on.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Got a rare one. Score!
Slightly worried about where this is going.
Whirlwind! Illusory blue! Light!
Uppercut! Punch! There's more with the punch! Straight! Remote uppercut! Mighty strike! Enough for ya!
I'm quite comfortable here.
There goes the enemy!
I'm feeling full of beans! Time for something real special!
I hear you! Trouble!
Ow, my face!
Destruction!
I don't know.
Mighty strike! Good, that was great. The time is now! We finish what's up this charge.
Sword for ya! Illusory blue!
That'll be enough for that enemy. Whirlwind! Revolt! Uppercut!
There goes the enemy!
I appreciate that.
Great going!
Nice support!
Here I go!
Don't look away!
Hitting
it! Heavy right! One of these fists got back! Infinity Blade!
Great going!
My face! Gotcha!
We took down enough of these now.
Pumped up the training, I guess.
Treasure! Nice.
It was supposed to be here, I think.
Illusory blue!
Mighty strike! Lord! Revolt! Uppercut! Mighty strike! Heavy! Double hitting it! Blink punch!
Light!
Mighty strike!
Whirlwind!
This keeps up!
Looks like we can close the stampede line.
Topped up the training, I guess.
There we go. But someone's eager for a ticket.
Another big bag of fun coming our way!
Nice move, Matthew!
Light! Uppercut!
There goes the enemy!
No! Another enemy support! Top off!
If I don't make it.
Glimmer! We're going out there! I'll be your opponent! Hey!
Revolt uppercut!
Me, one.
I'm feeling full of beans. I'll fight for you, Nicole. I'm just gonna...
Matthew! Gotta lie down for it.
Rex! We can't do this without you!
This is monster territory. It's too soon for me to quit.
We can't let it end here.
Are we ready for this?
Yep. I got the back line. You are playing around. Oh, if I don't make it.
Get away with it.
I took it too easy.
Too soon.
This is it for me. Gotta lie down for it.
That's not help. I failed. Not yet. I'm not gonna let this stop me.
Treasure.
Nice.
Are we ready for this?
Ready when you are, so... Heavy
Illusory blow!
Right to me! And off the enemy's attention! Mighty strike! I'll be your opponent. That's a big help. No! And off the enemy's attention! It's me, one! That's a big help. Mighty strike!
If this keeps up, it'll be smooth sailing.
That's good. I got it.
No
Dedicated paying off, huh?
With friends at our side, we can do anything.
That's right. We've got this.
Neil!
Ready and go! Double spinning it!
Mighty strike!
Light!
Revolt uppercut!
Great Charlotte!
Double spinning it!
Ow, my face! Back through.
You really got it.
Break! Revolt uppercut!
How do you like this?
Nice one!
I got this!
Will we not get on
Double spinning it!
Mighty strike!
I appreciate the damage.
There goes the enemy.
Let's roll with the punches! Nice one!
Ready for the big one!
Yeah! Let's show them what we've got! Cross! Detonating hit!
Effortless victory.
Topped up the training, I guess.
Here.
Now, what would the best response be?
What? Are we not popular enough?
Me, one! Well,
You aren't playing around.
Revolt uppercut!
Where are
there
you?
goes the enemy. You're too good at it. It's me, one!
I appreciate that.
Flip! That's right, eyes on me! There goes the enemy. Gotcha!
Illusory blue!
Speed!
Light! Still holding on. Attack's going well, right?
Nice one, Shiva! Mighty
Where are
strike!
ya?
Here we go! You ready or what?
I hear you!
Mighty strike!
There goes the enemy.
Grant my companion's power.
Nice support! Me, one!
I'm ready.
Double spinning it!
Mighty strike!
Quite comfortable. I don't hate it. I'm ready to follow you up.
That's going well, huh?
You've done well.
Identify that
go!
Don't look away!
Lord!
Heavy rush!
More of a shot. Here. Got us another way forward.
This is pretty rare, right? Let's keep going.
Now, what would the best response be?
Gotcha! Heavy rush! Good strike to me! I expect your best from you, Redstone!
There goes the enemy. Gotcha!
Whirlwind! Uppercut!
Thanks for that. There it is.
I could have done that one-handed.
Treasure.
Nice. This is monster territory. Are we ready for this?
Ready when you are, Stone.
Where
are you? Keep at it!
Lord! Double spinning it!
Double uppercut!
You're really getting into it, Matthew! Double spinning it!
Mighty strike! Let's roll with the punches!
Piece of cake.
Quick and painless, thankfully.
Huh? They saw us!
Heavy rush!
It's me, you won!
You weren't playing around.
There goes the enemy.
It's me, you won!
Very thoughtful of you.
Enough the enemy's attention!
Gotcha!
Stop the enemy! I'll be your opponent!
Thanks a bunch.
Like, wait, Scarlet!
Get from me.
You're not hurt anyone anymore!
Is it stink? Asia. What? If I don't make your opponent,
This is a big push. This is pushing you.
You're not hurting anyone anymore! I need to try help! I think...
I've still got it in me.
This is monster territory.
Bold of them to get up in my face.
Reinforcements? Now?
Got a rare one.
Huh?
Cool.
They saw us!
Whirlwind!
Heavy rush!
You're really getting into it, Matthew. Lord! Double spinning it!
Here's one for the team.
Mighty
Quick,
strike!
Scarlet!
Heavy rush! Revolt uppercut!
Double spinning it!
Heavy Mighty strike! Destruction! Mighty strike!
I'm quite comfortable on you.
Thanks for the support! Illusory bloom!
More of a garter than a main, yeah?
The outcome was patently obvious.
I suppose it's time to engage?
Break!
Whirlwind!
The enemy's attention! Heavy rush!
Very thoughtful of you.
No! I lost the enemy's attention!
Me won!
I'm feeling full of beat!
Light!
Heavy rush! Mighty strike! These fists got back! Good going!
There goes the enemy.
Skagegame!
Very thoughtful of you. Light!
Let's roll with the punches!
Me won!
That's a big help!
There goes the enemy.
I lost the enemy's attention!
Great garlic!
There goes the enemy.
It's coming to me!
How did this happen?
I'm just gonna... They're keeping as good as they get. Hey, you all right? It's too early for a second now. I lost the enemy's attention. Heavy rush! Stop there! I'll be your opponent. Oh no! I lost the enemy's attention. Break! Stop there! I'll be I'm sorry. Gotta lie down for a... Gotta get back on that ponyo. Well, at least we can get them back, huh?
Phenomenal. More Ravenakers.
This is monster territory.
They're really flocking to us.
The enemy. How do we proceed?
Whirlwind!
Heavy rush! Mighty strike!
Launch!
Double spinning edge! Revolt uppercut! Mighty strike! Nice! Thanks for enough for mighty strike! Double spinning edge! Blitz punch! Uppercut! Destruction! Mighty strike! You're on a roll, Nick! Ready for the big one! That's one coming.
Stronger.
Always more room to grow. I made this art a bit heftier. 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 This one's a little more polished.
can see the results.
Haha! Now we're getting the good stuff.
I learned a skill.
Hey, these are rare. Seems we stood out a bit too much.
Stop there! I'll be your opponent. Classic goal.
Illusory blow!
No! I lost the enemy's attention. Ow, I say what? I'm feeling full of me. I lost the enemy's attention. It's me you want. Thanks for that.
Split combo!
There goes the enemy. Me you want.
I'm great.
Trouble. There goes the enemy. It's me you want. There goes the enemy. Gotcha!
I'm the cure to all your problems.
I know you have an engine. Heavy whack! Aye, here we go. You ready or what? Ready whenever. Hey, what? Thanks for that. Break! Revolt! Uppercut!
I'm the cure to all your problems.
Gigantic!
Here I go!
Look away! Oh, here we go!
I'm ready for the
Target now! Whatever you need! Here! Gotta find a way to turn it around. That's a big help. I lost the enemy's attention.
Whose plan do we choose?
I'll go down with Not over yet! I'll send them flying!
Here's what I propose. I'll rise
We're just getting started! Team up!
I'll afford them no quarter.
Let's give them a taste!
That's about right.
Gotta end it with a bang, right? Break! It's me you want! I'm feeling full of beans!
Let's go!
Mighty strike!
Split punch! Stay Hardly even broke a sweat.
I could have done that one-handed.
It's here. Let's keep going.
Hey, these are rare.
Bold of them to get up in my face. Break! Top off! Lord!
Where are you?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There we go.
Should be around.
Light!
That'll be enough.
Gotcha!
Right on the body. So awesome, Rick!
Light!
Nice! Thanks so much! Here we go! You ready or what? Ready whenever! That was nothing! I could have done that one-handed!
A most uncommon item.
No way. They want to come after us?
Stop that! I'll be your opponent! But we're going to do that! You're both sitting here!
Great going! Crossway! As we will!
Still with an operation parameter.
Know when to hold back.
Stay right here! Where are you?
If I don't make it.
Glimmer!
This is it for me.
I'll fight for you, Nickel! Gigantic beast!
Don't push yourself!
Hey! Please don't come in!
Whirlwind!
Stop that!
If I don't make it.
This is it for me.
I'm just gonna... I'll help you! Just hold on!
This is it for me.
Nickel! This is a great moment. You may have pushed me on my limits. Hey, you alright? No! I lost the enemy's attention! I'm sorry. Joel! Somebody help me, Joel! Gotta lie down for a
We can't let it end here.